What up, brothers? It's the Clipper King returning for a brand new review on the figure you see in front of you right now. It's the Predator City Hunter from the Predator 2 movie, and I've got to say, just the initial thoughts on it are, really is a nice piece. I'll tell you the story behind the figure. I will talk about all the categories I normally do, but the difference from now onwards will be that I'm not going to put a score in, for the simple reason is, before I pretty much scoring it first, sort of spending some time with it and scoring it, telling you the scores and doing the categories, sort of to give you the score, to prove the score, I'd get it where I don't really think there's a need anymore. I think my opinion's valued enough. I don't think I need to sort of score it and put things into leagues because, like I say, it never gets referred to in any of the comments anyway, so I just want to say, basically want to show you the figure, show you what it does, shows you what comes with it, and how it comes packaged really, and hopefully you still enjoy it. So first off, I'll say this figure, as you know, come from The Good, The Bad and The Robots, Lee Ward. It is a figure I've paid for at a reduced rate, I'll be honest. I think most of you are not naive enough to think that I'm shouting these guys out for free, so to speak. But I will say straight off, nobody's giving me anything really. I am still buying, but like I've said before, I exchange my loyalty for theirs, sort of thing. So I will buy from them loyally, like I've said, and obviously in exchange I've been given discounts, or in some cases I've been given the figure first, kind of thing. And that's not to take away from anybody else who buys from them, but obviously if the names are going to get shouted around, then it's sort of a give and take situation. So I'll be honest as well, when Lee got this figure in stock, it was a figure I liked, but I weren't sure I was going to buy, for the simple reason is I'd sold all my other Predator figures apart from the Classic. Now, I like the Classic Predator because, to me, it's the best representation of the original Predator, which is my favourite Predator movie still. I was never a massive fan of Predator 2, but I have always liked the old style Predator figures from Hot Toys, particularly the Predator 2 figure. I like the fact that they give you the battle damage version. I really like the colour of the armour and how it looks, and it was always one I was always tempted to buy. Now, when Predator started making the new style bodies, I knew I was always going to wait for a remake of this Predator, because the old one, when the new ones come out, it sort of made the old ones age a lot faster, made the bodies look very inaccurate on them. So then I knew I would never buy a Predator 2 up to them doing the new one, which now they've done and called it the City Hunter. So obviously I was buzzing. Now, like I said, when it got released, I sort of thought, well, I'm not going to get it, because if I get it, I'm gonna sell it in a short space of time, because I've sold all my other Predators. Now, a couple of things happened. Firstly, I said to Lee, look, do you mind me buying it from you? I know you've got them in stock. I will shout you out. I'll tell people there are some available, but I'll tell you straight off, I intend to buy it to sell it on, which is what I was planning on doing. So what I would say is, if anybody wants to put an offer in on this Predator, I would still listen to the offers. And anybody got near to what I've paid Lee for it, including shipping, then I would be tempted to take it, I'll be honest, because that is what I intended to do. I did always intend to buy this figure, to review it, to sell on, so it wouldn't have cost me anything to review it. It's another one off of Lee's stock, and the difference I will make up to Lee, so it's as if somebody's bought a brand new one from him. So whatever is deducted off to you guys, I will make up and pay to Lee, if that makes sense to you. So if anybody is interested in getting this figure, then let me know, because I'm sure I can work deals out. And obviously as well, closer friends are to me, the better deal I will do for them, because like I said, I do reward loyalty if I can. But anyway, that pretty much explains it. Now, the second thing that happened is, when I unboxed this figure, I pretty much fell for it straight away, for a lot of reasons. The stuff that comes with it, the armour, which I always knew I loved, and what the body will do compared to the other Predator. It sort of gripped me, because I have had a play with this figure, and anybody who watched me updates yesterday saw, to get the net gun attached, I did a little modification. Look back through my videos to see how I did that. Basically boiling water and then cold water to mould it into place. That strap there had sort of come untied, so I've tied that back, and one of the dreads was very loose. This dread here was very loose, so I basically pulled it out and then I re-glued it in. So everything is now perfect on it. Now, obviously, I'm not blaming Lee for that. I'd be blaming Hot Toys if anybody, but I think sometimes we nitpick, boys, and I know we're paying a lot of money for these figures, but I think sometimes if you just spend a little bit of time with your figure, you can get it how you want it. So I will say that first. So, like I said, initial response to the figure, it's just an up and down pose. Got his spear in hand and his spear's extended. And I do like that pose, and I do like that figure. But I'm going to move on. In fact, while he's posed like that, I will tell you what my thoughts on the film were. I think the second part was, I'll be honest, when I watched it on release, I never liked it. I thought it were a bad follow-on to the original film. Obviously, at that age, I wanted to see Arnie back in it, and that never happened, so it sort of put me off the film straight away. I bought the box set of the Alien films about a year ago, and I watched them all, and I actually preferred Predator 2 the second or third time I watched it. So anybody who's only seen it once, I would say go back and watch it again, because it's not as bad as you remember. If you liked it in first place, then chances are you will always like it, and this is a good representation of the figure from that film. So yeah, that would have been my source material, but like I said, I'm not going to score it no more. I'm just going to roll on and talk about the packaging briefly. Right, I'll briefly touch on the packaging, or the box, simply put. I will say, Lee packaged it up really nice for me, so I did receive it in mint condition. And I will say, at this point, every figure I've ever received from Lee, if it were a brand new figure, has always come in a mint condition box. Even the pre-owned figures that I think I've had from him have always come really good condition. Don't buy no shit, like I said yesterday when I advertised on his site. So yeah, the box, firstly, is in mint condition. The artwork on the box I really like. It's got the red look about it. It's like got a feel of the targeting system. I do like the embossed lettering. It is just a slip cover, but it is a little bit bigger and more intruding looking, I would say. If you stood it with your other slipcover boxes, it would stand out, I think, on sheer size alone. But yeah, I do like the artwork. Nothing really on the back or side, so I'm not going to bother turning it. It does slide out. You've got your window inside where you can see the Predator. So yeah, I do like the box. Not amazing, but definitely good enough for a MMS figure. Moving on, I'm going to discuss his facial likeness and a slight change between this and the classic Predator, which obviously I already own. I've put him in a pose where he's pretty spread, just to sort of demonstrate. On this one, and something I do like about it is the articulation is nearly back to as good as the old style Predator bodies were. You can get a nice spread on the legs, nice dip on the knees. The elasticated strap around the back will move quite well with his knee. Same on this leg. Shin guards don't hinder him. There is a ball joint inside his ankle, so you can get his foot pretty flat to say his legs spread. There's no articulation in the body, which I actually prefer because I don't like that messy joint. I'd soon have it as it is, although it hinders the articulation a little bit. His arms spread, although he has individual piece of shoulder armour there and then sort of in there, but his arms will still spread and move. Got him holding the skull and spine with the blood on it, and then I've got him with the open mouth on. Now I'm going to talk about the facial sculpt. When I first saw pictures of this, I thought it was just a sort of re-sculpt of the classics head, and then they added sort of this ridge section there sort of thing. So you can see sort of that section and that section where it was sort of just a dome on the classic. In fact, in a minute I'll bring the classic in and try and show it. In fact, no I won't, because I've got his helmet on. I'm not fucking about with it. Then down to the dreads, which are nicely done. The rubberized ones that fall really nice. And then you can see he's got the beading on. The paint works really nice. He's got the nice green eyes. This is this spread mandibles, obviously. Now, what I will say is, and I'll be honest, I've not gone back and watched the film again since I've got this figure. So I'm not going to say it's 100% accurate, because the fact of the matter is I don't know that. What I do know is, for a Predator, the colour scheme looks good. You can tell it's the Predator 2, obviously, by his armour and his helmet. Is the face 100% accurate? I don't know. I couldn't tell you that. Is it good enough for me? Yeah, I can tell you that. Things I like about it. The joint, a lot less obvious than the classics. The classics were really, really noticeable, which pissed me off a little bit and sort of put me off putting the putting the open mandibles on it, like there, you can hardly see the joint. And like I said before, this is an HD camera, and I'm pretty close. You can see it there, but because of the colour scheme and because of how snugly it fits, you can't really tell. On the inside of the mouth, if I'm zoomed right in, like there, you can see it, but from the distance, sort of arm stood at it, like that, you can't see it, and it does just look like a spread mouth predator. So yeah, I really like it. I would still think that they have based it on the head sculpt of the classic Predator, if I'm honest, with slight modifications on it. But that's not really a problem because all Predators are pretty alike anyway, I think. I think the newer ones are slightly different, Wolf's different, but the earlier Predators, so namely Pred 1 film, Pred 2, then I do think there's only slight changes. Like, for example, if you look under the mandible, there's another tooth, sort of there, and then there, like a tusk on the outside of the mouth sort of thing. So yeah, you get the little quills, the side ear where his hair starts, which is nice. And like I said, I do like it. It is eye-catching, the colour scheme's warm, it looks accurate to me. Like I said, it's good enough for me. Would I have given it the full score? Probably not, because for me to do that I would have had to go back and recheck the film and see how accurate I thought it were. But like I've said, it is definitely good enough for me. Now what I'm just going to show here is try and get it at that distance, so get his face framed nicely. And I'm just going to put a slight pause in, and it will show a blend from the open mouth to the closed mouth. And there you go. Easy to swap in and out. Does fit really snug, and like I said, not obvious at all. Like I said, it does look more different, I think, because when his mouth is closed like that, you do notice the tusks underneath, what I was talking about. These sort of got a set of smaller teeth just inside there, and you can see a couple of little teeth at the side of his big tusk here. So yeah, nice looking Predator. Well, I don't know if it's a nice looking Predator, ugly bastard really, but it does stand well, and it does scream Predator at you. Right, moving on to the body and articulation. Show you the pose. Just got him spinning, rotating, pushing off his right leg. He's going to bring that disc, the throwing disc, round and launch it. Just got his left arm out, ready to balance. Sort of start off a running pose, or just going ready to, like I said, twist and throw the metal frisbee out. So yeah, I do like how it articulates. It does feel bulky in your hand, like all Predators do, but it's got the joints are tight, but it feels loose, if that makes... that don't make sense. It feels tight, but it will move and hold where you want it to, which is a fucking massive step forward for these Predators, because I had the Berserker, Wolf, Tracker, which were all pretty much statues. Same with Classic, although the Classic can do that, because that Classic looks fucking cool in any pose really. The Wolf were really well articulated, the original Predator were well articulated, and this one seems to be much more articulated than the others I've had. Sometimes his head pops off when you're moving it, but it's nice because it moves, but it holds, like I've said. Like I said, his knee pads work with you. These do, which I was really surprised about, because I thought these would fucking ride up. Sort of this pad here, or the disc holder, and this bit of padding here, I thought it would really hinder him. It doesn't. I thought the bulky shoulder armour would, but it doesn't, because that's sort of not stuck, it's like strapped round, as you can see, around his upper arm, so it moves and twists with his arm. Same as that piece of arm I'm showing you. Not the like wing sort of effect there, that stays where it is because that's attached to the chest, but this bit, so his arms move freely. The only worry I have really with articulating it, especially an extreme one like that pretty much is the netting, because the netting feels more like thread, where the Classic feels more like a woven plastic sort of thing. This has got like just a cotton, and you think if you're going to trap it against in a joint or whatever, it's going to snap the thread. It hasn't done yet, to be honest, but it gets the feeling it might do. But yeah, the body on it I think is a step forward from the Classic's body, although it looks as good. I do like that pose, pretty extreme for a Predator, I think you'll agree. So yeah, really happy with it. And like I've said, these are the sort of things that when I started posing this figure, I thought, fucking hell, a little bit of a surprise for me. And I don't get many surprises now in the collecting world, because I've seen a lot of figures, but this one were a really nice surprise. Moving on, I'm going to cover the things that come with him, and I will demonstrate, because I've got a lot of spare bodies downstairs who are willing to hold this camera while I show you how these things move and attach and everything. So I am going to do more of a demonstration this time. Just at first, like I said, up and down pose, pretty much put him in battle damage mode. Really easy to do. The arm section, it's just the elbow joint. You'll see when I show you the other arm, and then it's sculpted and painted as if the arm's been cut off by the disc, like in the film. He's got his gas mask attached, and then in his other hand he's holding his med kit, which is fully open. So not an accurate pose, but pretty much done it for the purpose of showing you what comes with him. So obviously the figure on him that you can see is one of his gas masks, and I say one of them. That inside has got the mandible joints, so that is fixed onto his face. It's attached, and then you do get another gas mask, which is more for accuracy. Rubber hose that's tied. That one's, if you were like holding it in his mouth, then obviously you wouldn't want to see the connected sections inside. So that one would be, if you're holding it in his hand about to put it on his face, then you would use that one. Flexible hose on the front, as you can see. Excellent fucking paintwork. I don't need to tell you, you know how Hot Toys do. Really well sculpted. And like I said, it's nice. The rubber hose, you can see, it is textured. It does fit really nice. So going back to the one on his face, pretty much fits like, come on, I'll show you when somebody else comes up to hold me this camera, but it goes, the hose comes down from underneath, curls obviously because it's been tied, and then it goes into an hole underneath there. Can you see it? There's his shoulder cannon. I'll show you how that works in a minute. The bag that he's got round him with the trophy on it, that you basically pop his head off, put that over his shoulder, and that's in place. So that was like inside the clam trays as well, so that would be an extra. Like I said, the battle damaged arm, really nice touch. The med pack, he's got the blades come in and out, obviously. Then obviously his armour and everything you see. His web gun has fell off while I've been reposing him. I'll get that in a minute, show you how that fits on. So yeah, that's pretty much just a generic stand, which is a bit of a pisser for me because I do prefer a bigger, more sturdy stand, and I would have liked a street display kind of thing for this, so it would look nice with the Jungle Predator and the City Hunter Predator together. So if anybody has got a street base that want to sell me or whatever, let me know, because I would like one. This is a little bit, it don't really balance the weight of the thing. I've never noticed it on a figure before. This stand, it's sort of, if I pose it in a certain way, it's sort of pulling the stand over, and I've never noticed a figure that heavy before that would do that to a stand. But anyway, people who do like the generic stands, it's the obviously Predator 2, City Hunter Predator, so you've got that with it. Moving down here, you've got the skull and spine, blooded up nice. We've all seen that trophy before. Pretty much just a repaint of the ones we've seen before. It does hold well in one of his hands. So yeah, nice touch. The spear, which if you look at the first pose I did, is fully extended. I'll just show you on the spear again. Awesome paintwork. Just fitting nice when it's closed down. If you look here, you can see the digits. They're like the self-destruct digits. So yeah, nice piece. Not all Predators come with them, so it is nice to get one that does have it. The biomask, which is fucking, the bronze effect is awesome. You do see green tints in certain lighting. It does fit on, obviously. That's the jaw joint, what fits into his face. Then you've got the wiring for the targeting lights, which are sort of in there where my thumb is, sort of thing, and they do work. The eye lens, I think that is accurate, but I'd have preferred it to have a mesh effect. Would have made it a better looking biohazard, but I do think the black lens is accurate, so I'm not going to complain about it. But that would have been a nice touch as well, just to have a bit of mesh over it. So yeah, it does look nice as well with the biohazard on, as you saw from the first pose. 2 bulky hand pegs, which we pretty much expect from Hot Toys now, and they've delivered. And then plenty of hands, because obviously he's got one on, which is his main gripping hand. Then down here we've got the sort of, it's like a pointing hand. You could probably hold something in that, if I'm honest, but it would press the sort of digits as well on his self-destruct. So yeah, you can see the glove, they are sculpted with the like knuckle guards. It has got like a little tusk sticking out here, if you can see, on every hand sculpt. Yeah, nice. And then the spear holding hand, that's a right hand as well. Then a left fist and a right fist, again all well sculpted, well painted, as we expect from Hot Toys. And this is the other arm. Now on this, you can see I've got an hand attached, but it does open and close in 2 places. I will say as well, this elbow does swap out really easy. You don't feel like you're going to break it. It comes out nice, smooth. It's a nice sturdy thing as well. You don't feel like you're going to break the plastic. So this sort of pushes forward and down, clicks in, and then that closes up like that. So yeah, nice. Again, armour looks awesome, the hand looks awesome. Moving across, the fittings for the closed mouth, the lower jaw, the open mouth. Got another relaxed hand here, which is a relaxed left, if you wanted to hold his helmet, I suppose, or I don't know, do you want him like relaxed down by his side kind of thing. You've got the disc. I'm not sure the proper name of that actually. It does push to, opens a couple of millimeters wide, and then I can't do that left-handed, and it closes, and then it sort of, there's a very, very subtle magnet, I think, in there and in there. It doesn't hold it that well, if I'm honest. It's forever dropping off, but that's where it goes. It sort of, try and do it, yeah. It sort of goes like, I have to push it in a little bit. I can't do it with my left hand. Ah, fuck you. Yeah, it's on. So it does go like that, but like I said, try and pose it and it pretty much does that. So yeah, that could have been a little bit stronger. And then, like I said, this is the other face mask. So I'm just going to put a slight pause in, and I'm going to show you some other things on the figure that I'm going to need a spare pair of hands for. Right, so I've got a spare pair of hands now. I'm just going to pretty much show you. Battle damaged arm, just get a little wiggle and pull it downwards. So it comes out smooth and don't feel like it's going to break. So you've got that, and then that one, which pretty much goes in like that, easy. The face mask, again, it's just comes out, pops out in his back, and then you would put his lower jaw in. Bear with me, I'm working it tonight. Pop that one in. We'll put the push his closed face on. So that's in nice. His med kit. This one, I got it. If you look, there's a lot of place where it closes. So the sides push in. This lower bit closes down. It slides together. And then that drops down. And then, if I turn him round, if you look, right, I'll show you what his gun does first. Right, his gun will swing up and forward. It's on an hinge here, but obviously pull his hair out, and then that will swivel, and you can tilt, and so on and so forth. So that's his gun, but obviously then his gun will be down here. Going back to his med pack, if you look on the underside, it's got a little clasp, and then on the back it's got a loop, which you basically just push on and pull down, and that clicks in. his arm blades. Again, steady with them because you don't want to, they are metal, so they're not going to break easy, but they basically just move backwards and forwards from his hand and move up and down. Put your base up like that. So, I think that is just about it. Like I was saying, they're the two different masks. One mask's got his jaw section in, and this one hasn't, so they did put both of those in. That's pretty much all I need to show you. So I'll put a slight pause in here and I will pose him with the classic Predator. Right guys, final pose for you, just my closing thoughts and basically explain what I'm going to do, what my intentions are with this figure. As you can see, I've got the classic Predator in the background, figure I still love. Do wish they'd have done an equivalent base to that, but I'm pretty much just using this on the Spider-Man base for the sake of doing this. So you've got them at sort of similar height. Awesome looking Predator, both of them are, to be honest. You can pick that one up now for next to no. Anybody who ain't got it and is tempted to, I would say definitely get it, because it is the fucking iconic one. I know you need the bone trophies and other bits and bobs to make it the original Predator, but it is definitely close enough. If you had it in your collection and a layman come to look, he would know who it were. This one, it's a lesser of a classic film, I would say, maybe not even a classic film, but a really, really nice looking piece. I've got him holding the skull trophy, just stroking the head sort of thing, as if he's on a building corner, just looking down for his next victim. So I do like that pose as well. Obviously this time as well I've got him with the shoulder cannon art. Very different style of shoulder cannon on this one. A little bit flimsy for my taste, but still looks good and looks accurate. Now, if you want to watch this review and think, fuck it, I want that figure, I need that figure in my life, I'm going to run with one of them Clipper King posers, I'm going to get this figure and it's going to enhance my collection, and you want to do that and you don't want no questions asked, you want to go to Lee Ward, go to him, and that figure will cost you about 170 quid. So I think of the prices the Hot Toy figures are going for now, I think that's a reasonable price for a UK seller or buyer. Now on top of that, I probably shouldn't mention them because this figure was supplied to me by Lee Ward, but I'm going to be fair and say also Jay and Wendy at Typhon Toys, if you're an American collector, they had it in store because they also offered me one. So it is an idea to shop from them guys, and I hope they do appreciate the fact I've just shouted them out. I will just mention his net gun is back on. His net gun as well slides, that part slide, one of his flat hands like that, it slides on and he can hold it out like a gun. I didn't do that pose and I will gonna. So yeah, the net gun is back on. But like I said, I did buy this figure to sell it. Now, because it's new, I really want to keep it. But if you made me the offer that, like I said, I paid to Lee, then I would be tempted to take it. I just said that, and obviously it depends how close the friend is. So bear that in mind. If you want to come to me and say, can I buy that figure from you, we'll talk. If you want to buy it, you don't want to fucking hassle trying to deal with me, go to Lee Ward, and I think he's got 3 left in stock, and I would say pick it up because it's a really nice figure. And if you do go across to Lee's site, don't forget to have a look at the other things that he's got in stock, because he's a reasonable guy, and he's a fucking, well, he's a top guy, to be honest, and he's got a reasonable site. So much respect to you guys for watching. I don't know how long this one's run because I've cut it into sections. I hope it's not too long for you, but I'll just say for now, this is a Clipper King and I'm out of here.